Va-da-da-dum. Bum. Bum, bum, bum. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Christian songs go right through for MSU. Watch the points keep growing. Argentines are bound
top
to
three
win.
deaths.
They're
Number one, Spencer King.
See you go right through. See their team
Really?
weak. We're gonna win this game. Fight, fight, rock team fight. Victory for MSU. Michigan sucks, and they really, really suck. All of their fans really suck. They have a toxic fan base, and it's all over. Hey, Christian, you recording?
Not after that diatribe.
Joel, you recording?
Yes, I'm finally recording.
All right, check it out.
Are you sure?
Hold on. Yep, I'm sure.
We got 1994, 1978, 1666, 1994. All this and more on this edition of Sequel Men, the podcast.
Coming at you, not live from Fear Street. Two men talk about the films you care about. Or don't. It's the Sequel Men podcast, and it starts right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for yet another episode of Sequel Men, the podcast. I'm joined today by Spencer King and...
Hi, Spencer. Hi, how are you? I actually say my own name.
Oh, yeah, my name's Christian Bringadall, by the way. I forgot to say my name.
And to my immediate center, through a Skype thing, if you're listening to him with one earbud in the right, he's coming in at your right. If he's in the left, he's coming in at the left. If you have them both, he's coming in the center through your brain. If you're listening on a Bluetooth speaker, he's in the shower with you, which is exactly where he wants to be with all of our listeners. Give him a call. Standing at 5 foot tall. If he's climbing a ladder, he's the voice of the Laker marching band and the voice of this podcast you're listening to right fucking now. Joel, the voice. Howie.
Hey. That's all I got for you this time.
At this point, you're a child's doodle. That's what you look like.
Yeah.
Just a bent stick figure.
Hey, before you go on, you know what I haven't been doing is, hey, we're the Sequel Men, and what we do is talk about film franchises. Right now we're wrapping up the Fear Street trilogy, and we'll be announcing our next one after we talk about our best moments, our worst moments, special category, end of the year franchise awards, and the Fin score for Christian and I. Joel, I'm sure, will check out of that, but he'll be back for the announcement of the next franchise, and it's one you're not going to want to miss. It's one we've tried several times before, and this time I think we're going to do it right. So welcome to the Sequel Men, the podcast. Joel, introduce yourself
I heard
further.
Joel got a rib removed so he could
suck his own toes. His own toes.
You know that's not even
That's what
true of
Christian was
Marilyn
gonna
Manson,
say.
right?
What?
I never said it was.
No, Marilyn
Oh, okay.
Monroe.
You're putting words into my mouth. Thankfully, words, not something else. Well,
If you'd like to.
You wanted me to give myself a proper introduction? Is that what you wanted?
Sure. I mean, I gave you a good one. Oh, hey, Joel, make sure you have your door open, okay? I just realized where you were.
I do. Right here. See? This one? It's fucking open. I've got my knee right in it. So if I want to close it, I smack
in
it on
about
my
10
knee.
minutes.
You are so crazy.
For those of you who don't know, we don't have Joel in the studio right now. He's
Right.
having a little bit of a COVID scare.
Yep,
we
he's
don't
got
know the
COVID.
results yet, so
You
we're
don't need
doing
to
this
say
remote.
that.
He's
he
in
doesn't
the
have
death
COVID.
box.
I'm
hope-
taking necessary precautions. That's all.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a good thing.
We're just
So,
letting the audience
I'm
know.
over here in my death box recording remotely from my home, which is only 10
Well-
minutes away from Spencer, but here we are.
Hey,
Joel, do
easy.
you have your oxygen tank?
I don't
Please
want the
show
mob
us.
coming after me
Hey,
too. if
I
they
didn't
know where
say
you live.
addresses. It's fine. And no, I don't need an oxygen tank because I have an open door. It's fine. I had
Love is an
I had to
open
double
door.
check. That's how bad. That's how
I have
That's
an
how paranoid you have me.
open door.
After all the
I-
jokes you make on this podcast.
And in
when
10
I'm
minutes,
not
in 10
around
minutes,
about-
we're going to hear. Chance, stop it.
He's out in the
Just
living room,
stop.
so there's no danger
Oh.
of that.
Just stop. That's enough.
How's the Veeb doing?
All right, I'm done.
How's she feeling?
Fine. I think things are fine.
I think things are
Good.
fine too. You're both vaccinated fully.
Correct.
Yeah, well, my wife's principal got it, and he's vaccinated, and he's miserable. So
Yeah.
we're actually spreading it more because we feel like we're invincible that we're vaccinated. Anyway, we're talking Fear Street, not Fear.
We're not trying to make you afraid
Speaking
of
of
the virus.
scary things.
Joel's face.
I was literally just gonna say it.
You got Vader on your shirt?
Yes. I do.
You know.
So, in case you're not into sports, let me give you a quick little sports corner.
Don't be a dick. You already did that earlier.
Don't
I-
be a dick.
You know
The-
the things that the sports
fight
teams that our
song-
family loves lost this
The
weekend.
fight song that you heard was a very poor rendition of the Michigan State fight song, My Beloved Michigan State Spartans, right here. And I have a jersey behind me right there. And last Saturday was the big Michigan State in-state rivalry game. And let me just say, it feels good to keep the Paul Bunyan Trophy in East Lansing. I'm not going to rub it in, Christian, because you're fine.
Is this scripted?
No. But I just want to say to all the toxic Michigan fans, and specifically, this person will never hear this, but he's a professional
I'm
NFL
not.
lineman, Taylor Lewan. You suck. Because you are talking trash to a bunch of college
And you're the
students,
guy that's-
and you're a 30-year-old NFL professional getting paid to play, and you're over here talking trash to children.
They are not children. They are
to
adults in
college
college.
kids. And you lost. You lost. We have Kenneth Walker
Somebody had to lose.
third.
If it was, you know
running
what?
for 5 touchdowns, 190.
You call Michigan fans
yards.
bad, and yet you're the one rubbing it in
And-
my face.
Heisman Trophy hopeful really ran over you guys. He ran through you guys like the casting couch. Okay,
We
and
were
this has
leading
been-
the majority of the game.
until you weren't.
We were leading the majority of the game until
30
somebody
to 14.
they flunked the ball. What is it called?
That'd be a fumble.
Flurbanderry.
I
This
know
has
what I
been
know the word. I just couldn't think of it in the
Spencer's
moment.
Sports Corner.
No,
featuring
we're not
Christian.
done with this yet. We're
think
not.
we are.
No,
We're done. We're done.
Yeah, we are.
We're
We
done.
can, you know what?
no.
We can-
Joel,
Spencer's-
stay out of this.
Spencer's Sports Corner
Shut the
can
hell
go
up.
to the corner
Joel-
at this point.
So Fear Street,
Yep.
otherwise known as East Lansing, baby.
Oh no! I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that.
If you're a Wolverine,
See, I almost said
It's
something
East
like
Lansing.
that. I almost said something about the things going on. But you know what? Why don't you be a good sport yourself and not rub it in someone's face?
so do we just want to start right in with our
Anyway, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I think we should shut the fuck up about the Michigan State
Because
game.
we've said a lot of stuff about
The
these
only
movies.
team he cares about is the Lakers. Okay.
They're not deep.
They're not deep.
They're not deep
But they have
movies.
more depth than the average fear movie, than the average
That would be a horror
thriller
movie, I
movie.
believe is what
yeah.
they're called, yes.
Fear
So,
movie.
We'll just open up the discussion with our
Well-
format. Okay,
Oh, we having a little discussion here?
we can.
We're
because-
trying to. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Don't listen.
No,
to
I
Joel.
don't want to talk. anymore.
I just don't want to talk.
Don't listen to Joel. He's oxygen deprived and he doesn't know what he's saying. Christian, you want to have a little discussion before we go into our categories. You got 2 minutes on the clock. Go ahead.
Timing him.
Okay.
Let me start the clock here.
Let me start that with 10 seconds of silence. No, here's something I noticed, and this is going to blow your mind.
Probably not.
Okay. The whole thing, the whole trilogy falls apart when you realize that Sheriff Good had absolutely no reason to put Samantha Fraser's name on the wall. No reason. No reason at all. Think, he had already made the sacrifice with Ryan Torres like a week earlier. And by the time of the end of the first part, 1994, they had thought they were done with it. They thought, hey, we beat the curse. They didn't care about the vision that Sarah Fear gave them.
Yeah.
They had thought they already ended it. So they would have went on with their lives, not even thinking anything of it. And then I guess Sheriff Good thinks that, well, we got to get rid of her because she saw the vision and the truth would still come out.
That's exactly why.
But,
and let me tell you this.
No, it wouldn't matter because they were moving on. They wouldn't have even thought of that.
Well,
the secret was still hidden. So there was no reason to infect, quote unquote, infect someone else or curse someone else.
yes, because they knew of it at least.
They knew
So
of it at least,
they
but it
would
wasn't
have
going to go anywhere.
They would have seeked it. Well, I guess if they thought it was done, they wouldn't have. But he knows that he was going to do it again. So he's like, I have to get rid of her and everybody that she knows.
But
that
not
is
really,
close to
though.
it to keep it going. So yes, he absolutely had
But
to go
he didn't
after
have
her.
no. He didn't have to though.
Yeah.
Instead, why would he do that? He would have been like, okay, the secret's safe. They don't know anything. Their friends were killed by the evil possessed monster killers. Everything's good. Nothing came out. It's still a secret. I don't have to do this for another 12 years or so or whatever. Why did he have to do it right after
because she knew
the incident?
She knew where the body was.
But no, it doesn't matter though if she knows.
They knew where the body was, and they knew they were getting close.
But he
to
didn't know
figuring
where
it
the
out.
body was.
That doesn't matter.
Because they didn't even pick it up
doesn't
at the
matter.
car crash.
They did, and he knew they did. So he had to prevent them from, in the future, finding out and stopping the curse.
They didn't know where the hand was, though.
No, but they weren't going to stop until they figured it out. They're just going to, everything is good now. Everything is good now, but then
he caused his own demise by continuing this cycle.
He had to do it.
He could have let Sam and Dina live their life, and not even when he put her name on the wall, he continued it, and he caused Dina to continue the discovery, to talk to Ziggy, to find out about the hand, to reunite the body, all that stuff. So he brought it upon himself.
What
do you
would've been
think,
a
Joel?
baller move? Did Joel just leave?
No. I'm still here.
Oh, I heard a whoop.
I'm dicking around with things.
Okay. Joel, what do you think?
Are we in the sea?
What?
Hey, quit dicking around.
I turned the C off. I was trying to get us all together on one screen, and it makes you put a stupid theme on it.
The C is not off, and it looks awful.
Oh,
Here,
it is.
I got it.
It is.
We're in
It
grid
is.
mode now. We're back.
All right.
Yeah.
Sebastian, you are not.
How about you don't?
So we're out of Little
Anyway,
Mermaid
you know,
now.
if he really wanted to,
Here's what I think.
really wanted to. Okay.
I am. Well, the first thought I had when you started talking, 5 hours.
Well, stop talking.
5 hours ago. Is that you said, the sheriff really had no reason to go after Sam or whatever because he already had the Torres kid, but then it's like goes all the way back to like how do they decide what names to write? Do we know that?
That's what I was wondering too.
Do we know?
I think it's random until
Because he might have had a reason to go after Tommy. Because they were at the same camp and he knew who Tommy was.
Well, I was thinking about this. I think with Tommy, it was.
Did he have a
somebody?
crush on
It's somebody
Cindy?
who you least suspect. So then, the story can just be.
He just snapped.
Exactly.
But
And,
wouldn't it make more sense if it was somebody weird like Alice?
okay, true. What I
Or
just said
Arnie?
didn't make sense. I think what he did there is
They're not weird, but different. That's what I mean.
He had access to a lot of people. I think that may have just honestly just been random, or somebody that, like a goody two shoes, and he was like, no, I have to keep the shady side reputation down. So if he were to have survived through this, you know, that's one shady side.
I don't think anybody who is chosen ever survives.
No, I'm saying if he didn't choose him and he had survived, he's a guy that would have, you know, tried to do good.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. They can try and do good, but
he didn't want that because he wanted
the deal that Sheriff Good would make would still make things bad.
I'm not saying about that. I'm saying he wants to keep the reputation of shady side ass.
You mean shitty side?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if there is a survivor, he doesn't want it to be somebody cool, except for Ziggy. If he really wanted to hammer it home, what would have been a really kind of a nice twist in 1994 Part 2, if he put Ziggy on the wall and she became the killer. But instead he went with Sam, somebody who couldn't get it done. And that's okay.
Couldn't get the job done.
Couldn't do it. Do we want to go into our 3 worst moments?
I think we should.
No. I have one more thing to say.
Oh, it has to
Go
be
ahead.
you. Yep.
Hey, Joel.
Wow, Joel. Wow. Anyway.
I can kick you out of this Skype.
I will come to your house and lock that door. Choke you out, bitch.
Yeah, and then I'll take your dog and make it my dog.
Last note. Okay, so remember last episode we talked about how we didn't like the recasting or the reuse of the cast members?
Guys, I did.
Oh, Spencer did. What I think, Joel, I was thinking about it. What it should have been is the reverse of what they did in the movie. Have the original actors play these new characters, and then when they do the little flashbacks, like when Dina gets her hand ripped off and it cuts to showing Sarah Fear, like the real Sarah Fear that they label her in the credits, do the opposite. Show the real Sarah Fear the entire first half of the movie, and when they do those little flashes to the real Sarah Fear, it would be Dina. And that would show the connection between them, but it wouldn't be over the top like it was in the actual movie. It wouldn't be overdone.
Right.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, sure.
He agrees.
I really was hoping there was going to be no references, but that one was obscure, so we're going to let it go.
There was a reference. I asked him about his shirt.
Oh, yeah, but different. All right, 3 worst moments.
Same, but different.
I'm going to go first. I never go first, so I'm going to go first. I'm going to start us off.
Nobody's stopping you.
3 worst moments. Unless you're Joel, then you just picked your one because you're not part of the team.
I got 3 for everything, I'll have you know, so...
Oh, Joel,
like
thank
me.
you.
He's
Okay.
got 3 testicles.
Number 1, 2, and 3, they're all there. Number 3, in 1978, Cindy getting some last words after 30 axe blast to the chest, but Alice getting none and dying instantly. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Unrealistic. I mean, the whole movie is, but give Alice, I guess she did have a big speech, but give her a last line or something. She just got sliced across the chest a little bit. We're talking Cindy getting axed. It just, Number 2, also 1978, the sponge disaster. It rubbed me the wrong way. It was just such an overreaction. It was ridiculous that she would freak out that much about busting a sponge, and it was just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, 1994. I think we can all agree on this one. The bus. That
What?
whole scene just...
The bus driver.
Oh, yeah.
just...
I
not
forgot
just
all about that.
The bus in general. It just didn't make... It was dangerous. That would have never have happened.
Yeah.
It was so over the top. Like, it was
I'll
just a
give
little
you
over
that,
the top. It was
yeah.
extreme.
That
And
probably would have made my top 3 worst if I had remembered it.
It didn't work for me. So, Joel...
Oh, fine. Let the guest go.
We will. No, he's not a guest. Whenever he's on,
He's subhuman. It's fine.
So I'm saying, whenever you're on, you're a sequel man also.
I guess that's true. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's a sequel boy.
You're a
So is it my
co-founder.
turn, is what you're saying?
before you bailed. Yeah, it's your turn.
It's your turn. Go.
Worst moments.
Now.
Here we go. Hey. Thank you. Number 3, you already said it, chest axing. Obviously, it really only takes one blow to the chest with an axe, I think, for you to like not be able to talk. You think? So yeah, that's a whole SNL sketch, like we said before, Christian, with that one. And number 2, second worst moment. I have no, I put literally all of the accents in 1666.
Yeah.
Because I just like,
I was gonna, but I
this
knew
is not
we
a
all
moment,
would.
but this is just because I was so offended. I put it down, and I know you don't agree with me, Spencer, but that's what I got for my number 2.
I was
I
offended.
do agree with you. The accents were awful. I just didn't put them on there because I knew one of you would, and it was just going to be unanimously agreed
Yeah,
upon.
you knew one of us would bitch about it. All right,
So I went a different route.
and I'm so
Had
glad.
to be you. It's you. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you guys try to guess what my number 1 is.
Ooh.
Do something different
The
here.
eyeball gouging scene.
No. So you're wrong. How about you?
Oh! It's when they pulled the dog up from the well.
Oh,
Damn
yeah.
it!
Yep.
How'd you know?
Yep.
Because you said it when we were talking about it.
Because it's one of the only things you said last episode. Yeah. Mary Boy getting pulled up from the well. Listen, if there's a dog death scene, I'm just gonna stay bitter about it, and that's just the way it is. So, the doggy,
And that's the way
Exactly.
it is.
90s throwback. You know, might as well
Dion.
bring in Sarah McLachlan, ASPCA, because that dog did not deserve it.
Sarah, she was.
Okay, well that's enough. Christian, you can go. I think, right, with your 3 worst.
I'll go.
As soon as he shuts the fuck up.
Witchcraft.
Ow.
Yeah.
Are you done? Mm-hmm. You finished?
I am.
Did you get it out of your system?
Yep.
All right. Worst 3 moments. I'm going to say this is a little different. Ziggy's role in the finale and how it was drastically reduced, especially when dealing with Nick Good, like their affair at camp and how they were in love and everything. She should have had more of an impact in his demise, I think, rather than just dumping a bucket of Carrie blood.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie
Yeah.
boy.
Just tag, you're it, and then that's the end of their interaction.
Right.
But second, and this is one that you all have, Cindy. I mean, it's supposed to be a sentimental moment, but it's just cringy.
Didn't make
and
any sense.
Yeah, they ruined
it's
that.
supposed to be sentimental. And she's got hacked in the chest, 5 times or so?
Oh, it was constant. It was way more than 5.
You would
Maybe for 5
your little
minutes.
comment in the episode. She wouldn't be saying, "We'll be together." She'd be saying, "Ah."
She wouldn't be saying anything. She would be dead.
Right. And not to mention Ziggy would be dead too, given
Well,
her
she
injuries.
did die, but then she came back.
Well, I don't know about that. Number 1, Sheriff Good. His turn in part 3.
Oh, how quick
or
it
part
was.
2. How quick it was. How immediate it was, rather than letting
Oh,
keeping
I see,
keeping it within the world of the movie where he doesn't know that they suspect him yet.
right.
Yeah. Kind of like how they don't suspect Mrs. Doubtfire being their mom or dad. Their mom.
She's
Yeah, no shit.
Watch
Watch your mouth, young
man.
All right.
Dad? Yeah.
We're
didn't
Did
have
this
any
to you,
operations.
Uncle Frank and Aunt Jack.
it does. You know what? It doesn't have a sequel, but with all the times we
Robin Williams month.
reference Mrs. Doubtfire on this show. Like,
I want to cover it. I really do. I don't even care.
Oh, guess whose dog's whining? Not
That's
Joel's.
enough.
Well, I have to let my dog out real quick. No, I
right.
actually have to let my
we'll
dog
take
out
a
real quick.
time
She's
out
whining.
for
We'll take a time out.
yes.
So, Joel, you can get your thumb out of your ass now.
Yeah. I don't know what
I did.
Hey,
You can check it if you want. What?
well, Spencer sounds fine to you, I'm sure, because you're right there. But he just he sounds so echoey. It sounds so bad. I don't know. Whatever.
We have to be silent right now.
Why?
So I can tell where the break is in the waveform.
Can I breathe?
Yes. Please breathe. Get all the oxygen you
Or
can.
like in Christmas Vacation? May we blink?
When does he say that?
Because the SWAT team breaks it at the end there. He's like, I said freeze, mister. And he's like, may we blink?
We could do that for our anniversary episode.
Fantastic.
Hey, he's back. No, you have to say it like. Shut up. He has to say it like. He's back. Like Cornelius Fudge.
My feet are
I'm
really
sitting
cold.
on my nuts. 1 second.
If I had a nickel for every time I sat on Joel's nuts,
You'd have exactly 0
I
nickels.
hope I'd be in debt.
I'd have
All right.
2.
Well,
I'd have 2 nickels.
Okay,
Where were we?
well, and I almost, you know what? Another 3 worst moments.
no.
Three more.
Sex scene in 1994, sex scene in 1978.
Listen,
Pound Town,
you're just uncomfortable. with
Alice and
sex.
Arnie, and
You wanna
going
know why you're
down in the
uncomfortable with
woods
sex?
in 1666.
He's a sheltered boy.
'Cause you've never had it. Okay? There, I said it.
Oh,
All right, moving on.
shit,
Moving
dude!
on.
That is a low blow.
Wow, you don't know that.
Okay, then
We could have done it before you got on the call. Not with
I will
each
say
other.
this right now: that didn't happen.
Not with each other.
It's a lie.
I'm saying orgy.
He's been sleeping
The
with
basement.
everybody.
people are going to be like,
Heath,
you know,
Boney Bag, Cliff?
Here's a review for you guys. You guys want those reviews? Here comes one. It's going to be 1.5 stars, and it's going to say, I thought this was sequel men, not sex men.
So do you want to go to the
Yep.
3 best moments?
Yeah, I just heard crickets right there. Good one.
No, that was actually kind of good.
Good one, bro.
That actually could be an X-Man parody. Coming this fall.
Coming this fall.
Coming this fall. All of them. X-Men. United.
At the same time.
Oh, please.
No, they always have to throw that in there. Or this. Are you alone?
No, you got to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm
Okay.
with Bob Odenkirk.
I tried.
He plays a porn star named Gil Bang.
That's a good.
You guys are curbing my enthusiasm by not moving on to the next category.
Okay. Well, I just thought it would be funny.
1666. Sarah Fear was hanged for witchcraft. Fact. But ever since she was executed, she's been possessing people, turning them into killers to take revenge on the town.
It's like the nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Before the witch's final breath, she found a way to cheat her death. By cutting off her cursed hand, she kept her grip upon our land. She reaches from beyond the grave to make good men her wicked slaves.
Yes, exactly. Don't you see what's happening to us? This is all proof. Shadyside isn't just some hotbed for psychos. All these massacres are connected to Sarah Fear. The witch's curse is real.
Christian, start with 3 best moments. You
Top
start.
3 moments. Number 3. Number 3. I'm going to say Al.
You sound like you're on the toilet with that one. It sounds like you're dropping a number 3. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
You want to? You want to know where Nickelback records?
Where?
video.
Oh, yeah.
I can sing it for you, but hold on. We got to get into the studio first. He's sitting on the toilet.
That's true.
Look at this photograph.
So that's how they did it.
Yeah, dude.
What does he sing in the video, though? I'm sorry. I'm
I
getting
don't remember.
sidetracked.
Why don't you do your best?
This is
Okay,
what happens
best
when you
moments.
give him
Number
the floor.
3.
Anyway, go.
I'm trying to do the top 3, and you won't shut up. Okay, Joel?
Oh.
Okay. Number 3. Hey, be quiet.
How the turntables.
Number 3, I'm going to say Alice takes time to mourn after she sees Arnie get split in the
Axe
face.
To the face!
To the face.
Brutal. Yeah.
When he's like, Tommy. Ah! No, but when they fall in the hole and she's like, do you like realize what just happened right now? Arnie got like, we can't just get up and pretend like nothing I like that because you never rarely see that, I feel, in these movies. They're always on the run. They're always filled with adrenaline right after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was Sarah Fierce hanging because I just love the drama of it. The music is excellent. I've been listening to the track on the soundtrack over and over. It's called Sarah's Fate.
It's not called Hanging Around?
You don't get a number 2. Number 1. No.
No, I get a number 2. Shut up. Sarah's Fate. Awesome track on the soundtrack. Listen to it. It's really good. It's moving. I love how it builds the tension in the scene. Like when she gets hung.
Nope. She's not a guy.
Hanged.
Hanged. Guy.
Film.
She gets...
So she went under the knife and got the operation,
She got hanged.
and now she's hung.
She got hanged.
Wow, that really got you.
She got hung. Nope. She got hanged. And then it goes through the scene where it's like showing the flashes of everyone who got killed.
Mm-hmm.
And how she's like, I will follow you. Like, I will for eternity and all that.
Yeah.
And it like flashes forward to Dina. The music is just excellent. Really like that moment, the dramatic moment, and the score just fits together great. Number 1. You're probably going to like this.
Probably.
Dina and Sam fight in juxtaposition with the football game.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Because we talked about how that's something like a visual thing you can do with film. You can show the contrast between this little intimate moment between Dina and Sam, their little intimate conflict, which is kind of indicative of the conflict between Shadyside and Sunnyvale on the football field. But now it's kind of meta a little bit because she isn't really a Sunnyvaler. She moved to Sunnyvale. Maybe that's why he wanted to kill Sam after all. Because she was an imposter. A Shadysider living in Sunnyvale.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think of it.
That could be.
But anyway, I just loved that moment. It's just, it's something they did really well on film and in the script. It seems not a huge deal, but I think they executed it really well. That visual storytelling there.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm
he
looking.
was really engaged.
No, I'm looking at.
Sports!
No, not sports. I'm looking for Joel. You go. I'm trying to find something for the.
All right. So my turn for the best moments. My best moments. Number 3. Third one on the list is supermarket suspense and the quote killing of Sam. That whole thing where they're trying to make her go under with the pills. Well, they dropped that,
She
or they
should've
went
drank
to
'em.
that plan went to shit essentially. So they're like, oh crap, I gotta think of something else. They're like, okay, I guess I'm gonna drown this bitch in the lobster tank. Okay, and so they hop up in there, and then, but like they're running out of time, and just the suspense is building. They got all the killers. Well, the 3 at that time. It's 3 of them, right? Or is it just the 2? Ruby Lane.
Oh shit, that's a...
3.
There's
2.
Ruby Lane, Ghostface. Nope, not Ghostface. Might as well be Skullface. Ryan
Yep,
Torres.
and then
Tommy Slater.
Tommy. So all three of them are, and it's just like
Tommy,
the suspense.
Chucky, Phil, Lil.
Yep, not the fucking Rugrats, but thank you. It's just this suspense that's building, and it's just, I don't know, had you on the edge of your seat, and it was a pretty
living on the edge.
great classic horror movie moment. So that's number 3.
That's a good one. Good one.
Number 2, I put second place winner for this is going to be the mall trap / battle royale of the killers against each other. Just because, I don't know, it's always visually stimulating to see horror movie killers go after each other, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen like Freddy versus Jason, but, you know, I imagine it's similar, except for maybe a little more intense. But just how they rigged it up and the cleverness and the thought they put behind all the traps it was like a messed up Home Alone. But yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they had a little help from Kevin.
Yeah. Kevin!
Their traps sucked, though.
I liked how they make the blood glow in the dark, though.
Yeah, that was
pretty
cool.
All right.
Huge health hazard, though.
Yeah, true. Best moment, number 1, I just said Good's death, because fuck that guy. That's all I have for you.
I strongly considered that moment too, because
Me too.
it's the same thing with the hanging moment, where the music just swells to this like big finale thing right when he gets stabbed in the eye, and you see the Seraphir and I've listened to that track too. I just love that moment too.
I just love seeing a bad guy get stabbed
I just
in
hated
the
him,
face.
so
Am I right?
I was just glad he was dead. So
Yeah, good call there.
I mean, I was surprised by what he said to Dina.
you'll have to remind
He called
us.
her a dyke. He called her a dyke.
Oh yeah.
And said that murdered, like, they'll give me a fucking medal.
Oh yeah,
That was
like-
cool.
See, that's what sent me over the edge. That was like, okay, you're done. We're done with you.
Okay.
You died is my best moment.
It's the culmination. That's why it is so good to me.
And there's no like last
And
minute.
Joel.
Oh, he's still alive.
It's Joel's best moment.
Last jump scare. You got a double tap.
That was
No,
my
just
honorary member of my top 3.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Spencer.
Best moments.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ready for this? Number 3, 1994 Part 2. I just got a good chuckle out of it. It got me hyped when they go recruit Martin, and he just goes, "Let me get my coat." I love that moment. It made me laugh, and it gave him his moment, and I like it. Number 2, 1978, and this because, it hit me on a personal level, and it took me back to a really fun summer that I had. Not so much the killing part, but just specifically the color war prep.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, that was just like during teen camp, we were getting ready, getting the face paint, doing strategy, and I always really liked, because it was like a whole day thing, and I love stuff like that where you have to strategize a little bit, and I'm competitive, so that took me back to there, and I like seeing it. Number 1, the 1994 opening scene.
Ooh.
It got us started. It got us in the mood. It really hit you in the nostalgia of the 90s with the bookstore. And it's a straight homage to Scream. You could put them side by side and they'd be pretty close. I think 94 is a little shorter, but it's almost the exact same. And you can tell that they were paying homage to Scream. And even like the slow motion when he came up behind her and stabbed her, it was straight from the movie. It was really good. And it got me ready for the rest of the movie. I really, really appreciated it. The respect that they gave to horror movies past.
Dude,
it was really good.
They actually did have Fear Street novels in the bookstore.
Oh.
And there were Fear Street books that were part of her body armor that she wore.
Yeah.
Except they weren't called Fear Street. It was a different name of the book, I think. And the author said Robert Lawrence, which is
it was probably
RL.
Fear Avenue.
What?
Fear Avenue. Fear Road.
Oh, man. Okay.
Scary Road.
Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Sequel Man, the podcast.
No, we got to talk about our best kills. This is a category I'm really excited about.
The kills.
I think we might all have all three the same.
I'm expecting a couple
Except for maybe
overlapping.
one.
Yep.
Who hasn't started one yet? Christian, you start. We've all started. Christian, you start.
I started the top 3.
You did?
Yeah.
All right, Joel, you start then.
Oh, yes, it's my turn to start. Number 3 for kills. Number 3, I put the, it was, okay, I don't know if this counts technically, and it was short-lived, but the bathroom bomb in part 1, where they all let him
that can
into
count.
the bathroom and just lit him up. It was great while it lasted. Of course, then they all blobbed back together disgustingly, and
Man, that's what Joel hears almost every night.
thank you. Number 2. Number 2,
Okay.
toilet
That's the title of your
decapitation
book.
is number 2 on
The
my
what?
list. The toilet
Oh.
Oh, I
decapitation.
forgot about that one.
what's
I
his
think
face?
that's one of mine too.
What's the name of the kid who gets his head?
Gary the generic.
Gary the generic gets his head cut off, and that was just brutal. How now I forget, did his head and his body tumble down into the, or was it just?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but the body, how the body fell right on.
Tumble.
I can't remember anybody's name now.
Alice's leg.
Yeah, and she was already hurting.
Get him
insult
off
to
me.
And then Tommy was like, "You've been flushed."
Right. So that was brutal. That was
Right.
just kind of made you cringe a little because of where it happened. And you know, things were already nasty, and then then that happened, and not only were they covered in shit and everything else, but now they got a dead body
Bodies.
on them. So toilet room decapitation at Camp Nightwing. Number 1, it's probably going to be all of our number 1s, but the bread slicer.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
bread slicer.
Yeah.
That was, I have never seen anything like that, and obviously I didn't like seeing it. But as far as if we're going on a criteria of inventive and I guess creative ways to murder somebody, bread slicer.
You know what I
Takes
just
the
thought
cake
of
for
about
me.
that? She was a valedictorian.
Yep.
And the thing that made her smart was what was sliced into pieces, like head first.
Oh,
I wonder
Wow.
if that was symbolic.
Good
Yeah, like-
observation.
Yeah. Sometimes I have those.
sometimes he uses his
I
brain.
don't know.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I don't always have those, but sometimes I do. I wasn't selling myself short. I was giving myself
I love
credit.
how on one end,
I give you credit too.
Thank you.
I'm basically saying he has no brains, and then you have Mr. Motivational Speaker over there. Don't sell yourself short. I love it. Welcome to the Sequel Men, everybody.
I'm sorry,
All right,
fellas.
next person can take their turn.
Who wants to go next?
I will. Number 3. The Arnie Axe face. Soup's brutal. Got us going on the path for 1978.
At least you didn't feel it.
Huh?
At least you didn't feel it.
Not.
Those
I mean, maybe just
painkillers
for a
were
second.
doing their duty.
But he was just. I mean, that one, axe to anything to the face is just loved it. I loved it.
Wow.
Hey. Talk about a splitting headache. Number 2.
All right.
And again, this goes back to the Scream. This isn't. It's not. This
That's
kill
great.
isn't creative. It's not something we haven't seen. In fact, it's something we've seen a lot, and that's why I liked it. Is the Heather death scene, the very first death scene, because of the parallels to Scream, and I just love how they did it. It was emotional. They had the emotional music, and it really set up the rest of the movie with that mystery box. Like Ryan Torres, we just saw this guy. So what's going on in Shady Side? And it really set the tone. I really appreciated that. And then number 1, obviously the bread slicer. Come on. I don't think we need to say anything more. And just having the cake on her face too. How unexpected it was. It's good stuff. Well, not good stuff. You know what I mean.
I see what you did.
Entertaining. Oh, yeah.
Top 3 deaths. Number 3, I'm saying toilet death as well. Because that actually gave me an emotional reaction.
Hold on, you can't just say toilet death.
Gary.
You could be talking about Elvis. We don't know.
That's not funny. You know?
He died on a toilet. I wasn't making a joke.
That's not funny.
Somebody mourns that death.
Yes. A bunch of people did.
Anyway.
He's the king of rock and roll, Christian.
A bunch of people.
Toilet death.
Anyway. Number 3, Gary's toilet death.
What?
Gary's
Death by toilet.
Joel had some chimichangas before he got...
Sidebar, I had my very first chimichanga ever at a Mexican restaurant a couple weeks ago at Cinco de Mayo, but it wasn't the Cinco de Mayo downtown. It was the one in Allendale. Joel, maybe you've seen it. It's like newer.
Nope, haven't seen it.
It was new this year, I think. It took the place of that Thai restaurant. It's really good. They have really good food.
I refuse
This episode brought to you by Spencer's Chimichanga.
Stop it.
We got new chimichangas out on the market, and guess what? They're the best in town. You can buy 2 chimichangas for the price of 1, or 3 chimichangas for the price of 5.
Chimichangas.
Hey, this is my bit.
Chimichangas.
This is my bit.
What?
Continue.
Okay. Number 2 is gonna be Sheriff Good. We spoke about it a little earlier. I just love the dramatic culmination that ends up with his death. Even though it's just a stab in the eye, the music's awesome, the build-up is awesome, and I like it. It's a good end to the Fear Street conflict there. And number 1, yes, Bread Slicer. It's the most violent. It's the most gory. It's very viscerally violent. It's gross.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything comparative to it in the other movies. I mean, even the axe to the face thing wasn't as bad as that, I don't think.
No,
because
it wasn't.
because she was still conscious as she was going through the bread slicer.
At first. Her hair should have gotten caught, though.
Right, but
Right.
also...
Christian, go ahead,
okay.
Joel.
Well, I just want to throw this in there right now while we're
look like
we're
you're
on the
inside a
bread slicer
honeycomb.
again. I just want to say that like the bread slicer.
His face.
Okay, pause a second. There's a dog and
Here he goes.
lay down. You get to hear me in the background again with my dog. Lay down.
Hey,
Lay
Chance.
down, Chance.
What's up, Chance?
Come here, boy.
Where's
Go
Shadow?
to bed. Go to bed.
Where's
Go down.
Shadow?
Lay down.
What's the cat's
Go to bed.
name?
Go to bed.
We could do Homeward Bound.
We could. What is the cat's name?
I don't remember. the
Okay, I
cat's
think
name.
he's
Sally?
good. What was I saying? Okay, so the bread slicer thing. You know, I turned on the first time I turned on Fear Street. I was like, okay, casual like Netflix horror. How
Sassy.
bad can it be? And then the
Gotcha.
fucking bread slicer happened, and I'm just like, oh, it's going to be that kind of movie, you know? So I think that while we all have it at the top spot and we all kind of copied off each other's homework, I guess, but it's important because to me, it was like it set the bar. And so it's almost
Right.
ironic that you said, but then nothing else lived up to it for the rest of it, which is true because there wasn't really any other deaths that were like as brutal or shocking, you know?
I think each movie has their bread slicer moment, or
Bread slicer
tries
moment,
to. They're
yeah,
really
yeah.
Their super gory moment. The first one's the bread slicer. The second one is the axe in the face.
They really set the bar a little too
And
high.
I would say
with that
I
kill.
know.
They should have saved it for
1666
part
would be
3.
I
the
know.
children.
the
yeah.
eyeball.
Yeah.
the children with the eyes.
Joel and Christian, I think the
I didn't
reason
see
that
that
we're
coming.
also fixated on the bread slicer is because
We love bread.
our obligation, we have to
Sometimes
by
I eat it.
obligation for this episode because tonight's sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, is the Bread-O-Matic 94. That's right, coming at you straight from 1994. We have new editions of it every year, but the 94 was the original. Hey, you're sitting around, you're thinking, man, what am I going to do with this French bread baguette? I can't slice it with a bread knife because I don't have one and it would take too long. Fire it in the fucking Bread-O-Matic 94 and it'll slice it into a million pieces for you. Easy peasy. You saw it into Kate's head. Hey, your mother-in-law's over for dinner. She's talking too much. Give her a warning shot. Shove her hand through it. If she doesn't stop talking, put her head right through it just like Kate did. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Just kidding. Do not murder your mother-in-law. Just give her a warning shot. Shove her hand through it. And watch the blood flow there. But the bread slicer, the Bread-O-Matic 94, is just, it's revolutionary technology, folks. And this is me, not an actor. I'm not a spokesperson. I'm speaking straight from, I used it. The New York Times has it as a bestseller, obviously. Gordon Ramsay has used it several times, the Bread-O-Matic 94. He uses it for bread, for wheat bread, white bread, sourdough bread, and just many, many more. You can put a pizza through it. Hey, and to show you how serious we are about this, you can put a rock through it. It's gonna slice through that, no problem. Watermelon, you got a big family gathering, put it through the Bread-O-Matic 94. Get 5 slices instantly right there. You got another one? Put it through. And our guarantee is the strings, the cutters are never going to go dull. They're never going to go dull. And if they do, it's going to be 100 years from now. And by then, the warranty is going to be expired. But because we're good for it, we're going to replace it for $10 a string. No problem, out the door. That's going to go in the final cost. And you're probably wondering, how much is the Bread-O-Matic 94, being it all this revolutionary technology and stuff? Well, let me tell you this, Christian and Joel and listeners. For one easy payment of $300, or 3 medium payments of $100, or 10,000 difficult payments of 25 cents, the Bread-O-Matic 94 is all yours for all of your bread slicing needs, all of your slicing needs in general. That's right. This episode brought to you by the Bread-O-Matic 94.
So, Joel, I was thinking it's not really a death, but...
Well, it's a death.
But a commercial. Yeah.
But a commercial. Welcome back from the commercial break. We'll be back with...
But right before we go into commercial, I would like to say, yes, the bread slicer is the best kill.
Yep.
We'll be right back with Johnny Dick and the hung jury in just a second. Well, thank you. No, it's not a death, but another gory moment is the hand cutting off.
That was pretty gross.
There.
Yeah.
Hanging there.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this? She's just flapping it around. What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, again, she wouldn't be able to just easily yank it off. There's muscle and tendon. You have to...
He had it basically off.
Oh,
it was hanging on by just some skin.
And then Hold On Loosely by 38 Special Plays.
So hold on loosely.
That would have been...
Don't let it go.
Oh, you did? Got it.
I know your hand hurts. And it's hanging low.
Oh,
just
man.
cut that off. I don't know how the rest goes.
Our soundtrack is almost as good as Fear Street Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh, my foot's making noises.
But
Oh, excuse me.
The house is haunted.
No, that's a dumb joke. But anyway, those are my top 3.
So do you guys want to hear the end of the franchise awards?
well, you're gonna force
Yeah.
us to, so yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to do it?
That's what I thought. End of
Yeah.
year awards.
Welcome to the end of the franchise awards. As many of you know, sports. The least valuable player of the year award for Fear Street. I think we can all agree with this one. Where the hell was he or she? The bus driver. Could have prevented this entire thing, probably, if they'd have just, I don't know, been a responsible adult. But those don't exist in Fear Street. Next award, the Sarah Fear Memorial Lifetime Achievement Award. Nurse Lane, for her many years of service and for at least trying to uncover the truth. Nurse Lane, bandaging up the truth, and that little burn on your arm with a little bit of ointment. The Killer of the Year, a brand new award this year. This is somebody that I really wanted to make it. Turns out he didn't. He had a great costume. I don't know how he could see. He's a really nice guy. Great last name, strong first name. Killer of the Year award with I think the highest death count in one sitting is Tommy Slater. Nighthawk, Nightwing, Tommy Slater. The Sixth Man of the Year, the guy you're gonna want in your corner. You might not throw him out there first, but you're gonna bring him off the bench to help you stop the curse. Josh, he's got the conspiracy theories, and they're all correct. You're gonna want him coming in to give your starters a relief. The Most Improved, Martin got his degree. Martin, the custodial engineer. When we needed him most, turns out he was right about Sheriff Good, and he had the equipment to help us do it. Just let him get his coat. The Coach of the Year, for the first time ever, we have a three-way tie. These are names that nobody's ever heard of. They don't even have a picture on IMDb. But let me just tell you. Sean Brennan, the art director, for just the amazing work in the art department all the way through. Jess Royal, the set decorator. You really felt like it was 94, 78, and 66. I guess. I've never been to 66. I haven't seen many movies made in 66, but I imagine that's what they would look like. And Amanda Ford, the costume designer. Because again, these all kind of work hand in hand. You could really feel like you were in the 90s with what we were wearing. 78, bloodstained shirts, love them. And the Killer designs, love them. This year's walk on the dog walk, catwalk, sorry. And just those three. So congratulations to those three. And the big award, this one was a tough one, but the All Shady Side Conference MVP award goes to the one who survived it and then helped us end it. She could have done a little bit more in the end, but she told us the story of 78. Christine Ziggy Berman. And that's a controversial choice, I understand. It's a controversial choice, but I feel like without her, we couldn't have really done it. So, don't at me. That's what kids say, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Dad.
Great. That was really good. That was really fun. See, I sped through it. I sped through it for you, Joel, so you have to sit there going, you're going to fuck that.
I'm sorry. What?
What?
Oh, here.
Even that good
That was
Let me
some
translate
version of Elmer Fudd, but
Here.
I
No. I'll translate it for you. Fuck off.
that came through clear.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Love
Loud.
You. Love you. Love you.
It was her. Seraphir, the witch. The curse, it's real. I thought he was different. I thought he would believe me. That Nick had a destiny in this town. You don't become sheriff talking about ghost stories.
What the hell happened here? Tommy Slater just went crazy. Fucking shady siders.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Fear Street?
I do.
Questions,
Time
Yana?
out.
That doesn't mean
I get to
anything.
leave before you do the ranking, right? Or the...
Yes, that's why we're talking about
Well,
one.
we need you to bring in our next franchise.
What do you mean?
We need you.
What is
Okay.
the...
Guess
What?
we don't. Oh. Well, I'm not going to tell
All
you
right,
because
well, I'll
it'll
find
be a
out. If you
surprise.
need something from me, I can do it separately.
Well, we're not doing the Finn yet.
know.
You got to hear my rap.
Oh yeah, we got to hear your rap.
Yeah, I'm just going to read it to you. I didn't record it yet. Oh. Listeners aren't supposed to know that. Yeah, we'll play that in a few minutes. Christian, what did you want to say?
I don't know.
No, come on.
He's like
Joel's
being
like,
the
he
bashful
said enough.
kid.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys really want to hear it.
Hold on.
No.
Well, I don't want to
There's
say
a really
it.
good article I'm not going to read the whole article, but please, if you want to know more about Fear Street or get a different little insight other than our show or other than your own opinions, there's an article by Linda Mela, TV Insider, from henryherald.com. This Halloween, skip the reboots and watch Fear Street instead. And throughout the article, she lays her case out for how the films are really about homophobia, the patriarchy, and capitalism all along. I didn't really get the capitalist link, like with the rich versus poor, Sunnyvale, Shady Side. And coming from me, I'm a huge advocate for, like, Occupy Wall Street, and I'm a social democrat. I'm a Bernie supporter, so that basically says it all. But I didn't really get that from these movies, but it's interesting to hear other people in their
what
their
did you
perspectives.
get from the movie?
What's that?
What didn't you get from the movies?
The idea of capitalism, like capitalism being a theme, and the oppression.
Well, because rich and the poor.
Right. Sunnyvale,
Shady Side. I mean, shady.
Yeah. Also, there was. Who did we discuss this? Who took the book? After thinking, I think it might have been Ziggy.
No. That'd be.
Did Good have a son?
No, but Will.
Did the
is
mayor
still
have a
alive.
son?
Why? I mean, Will is still alive, right?
Yes, but Nick was the firstborn.
Does it?
It's always the firstborn good son.
Oh, I must have missed that detail. So then whoever took it... Well, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it if they have the book and they read it and they sell... And they invite the devil.
She basically talks about how these 3 films are like the slasher films of our generation. Or of the new generation.
Yeah.
And how the makers of Fear Street take advantage of the television style of serialized storytelling, having shot all 3 films back to back and released them in succession. Without having years go by between sequels, the films work hand in hand with each other. Every last detail is carefully calculated to form a whole. I just think she's got an interesting perspective. There's another article too. It's just top 10 like Easter eggs, things you missed.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things was the R.L. Stein Fear Street novels. But
oh yeah, in the bookstore and as
I can't remember the other things. Ooh, there was also some other things too, like that I noticed, not in the article. Just when it shows the Kate analogy in 1666, the girl who Kate's playing.
Yeah.
She's getting like her corset tightened. Like Rose in Titanic. That's like when Josh took her bra off or something. Or helped her
instead of
clean
undressing
up.
her, she got dressed.
Right.
Cool.
Kind of
like
a
that.
reversal there. Ring theory.
Oh.
Very minor.
What was that? Were you the old lady from Titanic?
Drops it in the ocean.
And then you see the people shove her aside and dive in after.
Then you hear the ghost of Jack. Rose, why did you do that, Rose? Why did you do that, Rose? Why, Rose? I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
And then she dives in, and the cold kills her.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, before we move on, just you guys talk a little bit. I want to see if I missed anything from this article.
Hey, Joel, how's your dog with other dogs?
What?
Oh,
never mind.
The mall that they use for Shady Side is Rock's Cart and Loki. It's the same mall.
Oh, I bet that's
Yep.
I bet that's used for a lot of malls.
It's
I
used
love that
in
mall
Stranger
setting.
Things. It's in Stranger Things as well
That
as
makes
Hawkins. I'm sorry. The police station scene in Fear Street is the same as Hawkins Post in Stranger Things. Camp Rutledge, known as Camp Nightwing in the Fear Street trilogy, was featured in an episode of Ghost Hunters. Popular slasher references: Scream, slasher killer copycats, Ghostface, Skull Mask, Tommy Slater's Sack Mask, Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Billy Barker, Haley, Michael Myers, blah blah blah. As a child and adult.
Yep.
A lot of interesting stuff in here. Dozens of
love letter.
foreshadowings. In part 2, camp counselor Kurt states that Sunnyvale will murder Shadyside in the color war. These harmless statements and many others become a reality as Dina killed Sam and many Shadysiders were killed.
Bummer.
Many good clues. I didn't notice this when a snake slithers on Nick Good's lap.
Oh, because he's a snake.
Blood
I thought
on his
that
hand.
was something.
The blood on his hands one is kind of obvious.
That's right in the nose. If you didn't know he was the bad guy by then, that gave it away.
Sunnyvale Devils, Shadyside Witches. Why would you want your mascot to be a witch?
Because they're powerful.
Anyway, I'm done with my rambling on. I'm a rambling man over here, but I just thought those were interesting. Also, I'm sorry. No, this is actually kind of interesting and important to share because that's a huge theme of the movie. I haven't read all the article, but there's a very interesting article about... It's from Pitt News. I think it might be a university paper. Fear Street screenwriter explores queer horror with Horror Studies Working Group. And that would be Phil Graziadei.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. You sound like you're just saying that to me.
I am. That just sounds like a good name.
Yep, they talk about, yeah. It's just very interesting how that's a huge theme in these movies and how he actually said they approached Netflix about it and they were really open and welcoming of the homosexual themes in the movies. But I like I said, I haven't read the whole thing. I just think it might be, for those of you out there, it's an interesting read. If I don't know how to word that. But it's something interesting to read. It's a different perspective. It's not something many of us would think about. So it's eye-opening in that sense. Huh?
Post it.
I will share it.
Post that on the thing. Or send it to me and then I'll post it.
Who wrote that? Just to...
R.L. Stein. Under the pseudonym L.R. Sline.
Oh, well, the final paragraph. Graziadei said Fear Street's happy ending for its queer protagonist is an anomaly in horror. Even today, he hopes the movie sets a trend in the future for queer characters in the genre. And what we did in Fear Street is something that hasn't been done in 100 years of horror. I hope people will enjoy these movies. And I think they have done well so far, so I hope there's more room moving forward for more positive representations for queer people in horror. I think so. Because that's not a rule of scary movies. That if you're...
No, it's like a natural occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because people would be uncomfortable if the minority made it through because that's not what we're used to seeing. It's stupid. It's dumb.
And that's a whole other
It's good to get different... It's good to get different perspectives like that, because I took a classical literature class, and I watched a movie called Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Was it a Harry Potter spinoff?
No, it is not. Definitely not. It's a play that deals with homoerotic, homosexual themes. And the movie version is what I watched for the class, and I watched it for an assignment that we didn't have to do. But I was like, wow, I'm glad I went and watched that, because that's something I normally wouldn't watch. Like, just because that kind of thing, I'm not used to watching it. Those kind of, I don't know. I don't mean to be a prude. It's a little uncomfortable watching those sorts of things.
That's why it hasn't been made for years, and now it's a thing because people are getting more comfortable.
But they did a good job of it. And well, that movie's good too, but they did a good job of it too in this movie, in Fear Street. I think. Except for casting the same actors in the 1666.
That didn't bother me.
Bad choice.
Didn't bother me.
I mean, it's already obvious enough. You can create the link without having Sam and Dina play the same characters. But
do it back.
You got any more Reese's?
No. Yeah. No. We handed them out.
Ooh, I'm going to be going to Meijer after this. I might go see if they got some candy on sale.
They're going to have discount candy for sure.
Oh boy.
They are. Speaking of candy, do you want to hear my recap
give
rap?
us some recap rap.
I kind of went on there.
I said I related it to candy because it's an M&M parody.
Oh.
Another one.
Probably my favorite Slim Shady song, and you'll know it. You'll know it. All right, hit play. Hi, my name is Sam Frazier. Hi, my name is Sam Frazier. Hi, my name is Sam Frazier. Excuse me. Hi, my name is. Can I have the attention for this recap for just 1 second? Sam Frazier. Hi, kids. Do you like dying? Want to see these sick kills through horrible violence? Get possessed like me, Billy B from Shady Side did? Living here, you'll see how fucked up life is. Murders each day. They're trying to keep our heads straight. We think Sarah Fear is the one behind what all the dead say. And Sheriff Good said, probably those drug addicts. It's an accident? Well, let's say that. Since Sunnyvale, Sam can't accept a cell. She hooked up with somebody else, now the killer's on her trail. She's gone soft, and the skeleton mask will fall. He kills people hard and nearly slices Kate's head off. Simon gets a head full of axe and falls faster than Sarah Fear did from the tree for practicing witchcraft. Sam goes nuts. Dina, wait a minute, do what it takes. We can trace this curse back to 1978. Hi, my name is Tom Slater. Hi, my name is Tom Slater. The Nightwing counselor wanted to kill us, we got away. Many thanks, been dealing with that since 78. He was Cindy's date, named Tommy Slater. Killed her days later, a shady cider with a name in the paper. Walking the mess hall, prepping for color war. Never dreaming of the place becoming covered in gore. Ilos and Arnie go, hardcore on the table. We just walked in, were they screaming at me? Thought we were friends, the thought was Nurse Lane got high on some medicine. Researching witch's mark, giving out acetaminophen. Told Tommy he died tonight now or maybe later. He got possessed, saw Cindy and chased after her. They knew they fucked up when they tried to stab the man. Bury Sarah's hand like we were told by C. Berman. Nick Good at camp fabricates the story to authorities. Dear Nick, thought we were different, asshole. Hi, my name is Sarah Fear. Hi, my name is Sarah Fear. Stop the tape, these kid needs to be stopped and hanged. They are gay, devil is here, blasphemy. Children are trying to leave, we found out they died. They'll have to be carried outside and buried without their eyes. Life is coming and going, witches conjure lies. We just ate a fifth of berries, it's party time. Sarah the whole town will now despise. Solomon's been evil for years, the deal is done to sell out his life. Hand ripped, which was incredible luck. I don't give a fuck, otherwise I'd have been stuck. When she was hanged, Sarah called out Solomon Good. The truth will come out, bitch, it won't hide in these woods. Dina's awake, wants to avenge the dead. With a bloody nose and a knife she sticks in Nick's head. She's feeling mad, but Sam's back, so hey, she's really glad. Shady Side is happy till they bring evil back. This has been a Sequel Men production. Like us on Facebook and shit. That is the Eminem My Name Is parody recap
All
rap
right.
featuring me. There's a lot
Excellent
of words.
work again.
A lot of words.
Excellent
yes.
work. You're good at rapping. You're a good lyricist.
Well, I couldn't do it without my producer, Christian, the sound master that makes me sound good. Because, I mean, there's a couple times when I'm recording that I'm probably off beat and I'm just like, I don't know, Christian will fix it. And he did. Mm-hmm. And he did. So that one was a fun one because that one was a harder one. I was really stuck on the last like 4 lines. But hey.
I really love the chorus.
Yeah, that one, not my most creative because it's just kind of repetitive, but it's a short version. My name is
Sarah. My name is... No.
Well, now I have to... I only did like 2 lines because otherwise it's really repetitive, and we don't want another. Hold up.
That's so funny.
That was that, and
swing down. Hold up. Swing up. Hold up.
That was Fear Street. Joel, any closing remarks?
It's been.
All right. Thank you.
It's been a time. That's
Christian. Any closing remarks for Fear Street?
I already said mine, I think.
No,
before you did the raps.
We're now closing the door.
I guess
I
I'm
like
still
the story.
I guess I guess my final statements are: don't love it, don't hate it. Like, it was okay. I wouldn't. I barely had the ambition to come on for this trilogy. Okay, so Christian, go ahead, or whoever wants to.
You came to us.
Wow. You're the one that said you wanted to.
It's a fun
You don't
Halloween
get to do our
spooky
next
season
one.
project. If I was stranded on an island and they said, okay, you can only watch 3 movies for the rest of your life, these certainly would not be it.
No, you know what they'd be? They'd be The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi,
We
The
were
Rise
so
of Skywalker.
close. We were so close, Christian. We were an hour and 42
He
in.
teed that one up perfect. He teed it up. He teed it up.
These were
done?
fun. These were fun horror. Next year we're gonna ramp it up. Joel, I'm gonna challenge you.
I can't do it, man.
We're gonna what?
Listen,
let's
okay,
do this
maybe
next
you
year.
can't.
you're gonna
do it. We're
say
talking a year
The
from
Conjuring,
now.
right?
No, we don't know yet. But listen, whatever it is, we should all watch them together. Because watching
Lights
horror
off.
movies is a lot
Yeah.
more fun.
It's more fun together.
I will say I'm
Yeah.
almost done with the Nightmare on Elm Street saga of movies. There's a lot of them. I didn't realize how many there were, but
Yeah, there's a lot.
they're
That's why
quite
we're not gonna do
repetitive.
them.
But I think I'm working my way up the horror
They got stupid names
Or-
too,
totem pole there.
like the Dream Boy,
Yeah, the Dream Child,
Dream Killer.
Dream
the
Master.
Dream Child, Night. Yeah.
I've only
Come
ever
on.
seen the reboot
I-
with
The
Jackie.
Dream
I
Gleason.
Child
haven't seen
being
that
the
one,
worst.
obviously.
I haven't
liked
seen
it.
any of them.
It was a summer.
I don't
No,
watch scary
it wasn't a
movies, you
summer.
guys.
It was like Halloween time. It was a weekend. I don't know why I was home alone for the whole day. And it wasn't actually Halloween. It was just a weekend, like the weekend before Halloween or something. But they were doing their marathons, the Friday the 13th marathons. And I was just home. I had nothing to do. It was during the day. So I watched like 5 Friday the 13th movies. Just kind of, they were on. And I was watching them kind of half. But yeah, movies, the old movies. My bottom line is old movies like that are very repetitive.
He
Each
never
one.
went to another hockey game again.
No, I did. But they're very repetitive. That was my point. Joel's right. Like all those older ones,
They are.
like I'm watching
These.
them like,
That's why these aren't.
is the
these,
same.
these aren't repetitive
Yeah.
though.
no, they take place in different times.
But
I
get
like
ready for in 20 years when you get Fear Street, the redo, where they do.
They aren't repetitive, and that's why I think they keep the fun spirit of the slasher suspense. But then they're like, oh, but we're actually going to put a story to this all and not just have you all run around
Right.
for 2 fucking hours.
Engagement.
Like, yeah.
And not act
Yeah.
stupid. Like in House of Wax, where they drive all the way to a football game. They don't have tickets and they're just wanting to get scalp tickets.
You've mentioned that
What an
movie
idiot.
a lot.
You must
is that
really
one of your
love
favorite
that
horror
movie.
movies?
I enjoyed it because it was bad.
It's on
it was
HBO,
funny
and I
how
might have to see it.
how dumb some decisions were. That's where we watched it.
Paris Hilton gets
Impaled.
a staff, a bar through the eye. That's cool.
Yeah.
In the movie context, it's not cool.
It's a
No,
fantasy I had about
I have
real
a lot
life.
more respect for her now.
No.
I have a lot more respect for her now after she.
Hey, it's not the first pole she's taken to the face. Have you seen the film?
Okay. Okay.
Hey, One Night in Paris, the
Okay.
infamous sex
Please
tape.
stop.
Joel,
Don't
Hey.
ask me about my Eiffel Tower.
Hey. I've never been to Paris. What?
We're glad that you joined us.
You're just saying that out of
you'll.
contractual obligation.
No,
we
I'm
like
just kidding.
having
There
you
is
on
no
the
contract 'cause
show.
work
I
for
like
free.
hanging
Anyway,
out with
what were
you.
you saying?
You work for fun. Well, once the next one is revealed, you're gonna want to be on that one with us too. This will be a take 2 kind of for us because
This will.
we're going back to the origins of Sequel
Are we?
Men.
Let's just
when we were wrongfully
say
reviewed.
we can't wait to read from the good book again.
Oh yes, Sheepers. Maybe he's not going to be on. Just kidding. He is. He's going to have a lot to say.
Well, it's a series of biblical proportions.
Hopefully, you're going to have more to say than what you did when we recorded it originally. Yeah, it is. It's not the Passion of the Christ.
You guys know what it is, though.
Yep.
We'll see. Nothing's
Cars.
guaranteed.
No, it's not Cars. Oh, okay. Joel, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me easiest at my public Facebook page. It's officially titled Joel Powie, Entertainment and Media Talent on Facebook. I changed the name. You literally can just search Joel Powie and I'll pop up. But like the Facebook page is probably the what?
I say, interesting you refer to yourself as talent.
So, listeners, after this episode, you will no longer hear introductions for the episode.
Wait.
Anyway, find me on Facebook.
We can make an arrangement.
I don't use it, but Twitter, Voice of LMB, Instagram, that's more casual. It's more of my own life stuff, but still fun stuff. And still podcast stuff. So that's also
tell them about your
Voice of
website.
LMB. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I have a website, most importantly, jpvoicedj.com. That is the official web address now. It's no longer wixsite.com.
Or stop in for lunch or dinner and a show at Hamburger Mary's.
Occasionally you can catch me at Hamburger Mary's now. Hamburger Mary's Grand Rapids. Go to their website if you want to look at. I'm usually there Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays, maybe.
You're not going to see him because he's kind of in the back just hitting play
like I am on this podcast.
MP3 player.
I'm sorry.
So anyway,
did somebody leave their lights on? We have a 94 Ford Taurus out in the parking lot.
What is
gray. Your headlights are on.
Hey, in all seriousness, Joel, you have a fantastic voice. You're very skilled at... Let's just say you got a face for radio.
Let's just say...
He's got a great voice. He did the commercial for Comic-Con.
I did.
That is me. Let's just say...
That is my voice you hear.
You got a personality only we can tolerate. Thanks for being on. Good.
The truth will come out. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But it will. The truth shall be your curse. It will follow you for eternity. I will shadow you forever. I will show them what you've done. I will never let you go.
So, Joel, we're glad to have him on the show. It's always a pleasure.
No, that was
good
fun.
to have him on.
We love him.
We love having Joel on.
We dog on him because he deserves it, but it was fun. It was fun.
It's all in jest. We all make fun of each other here on the Sequel Men.
Yeah, we do.
So
we all take it and we all give it. All right.
All right.
And now the moment
All right.
that some of you may have been waiting for. Maybe you turn it off at this point, but if you do, you'll miss the announcement of the next one. Fin score. Fin score.
Fin score.
Fin score. The final important necessary score. Scale to a score system we came up with. Maybe in season 3 we'll revamp it. I have some ideas. But here we go. Oh, we didn't rank our movies.
No, we didn't. Want to do it right now?
I'll just tell you real quick. I'm not going to tell you why.
Right. Me too.
I think for me, it's close, but it goes in this order from top to bottom. I think 78's a better movie, but for me, it goes 94, 78, 66. Just because I was around in the 90s,
That's okay.
so it gets me.
That's okay. I understand that. I'm going to go with 78, 94, and then 66. I think the 66 is the weakest. And that's all I'm going to say.
Quality-wise, you're right on. But as far as which ones I would watch again, it would be the first two. I'd probably skip the third one.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I don't like it. All right, now the Finn score. We have 5 categories. We have numbers out of 100. We give it a score, and we'll see where it ranks amongst the Season 2 Sequel Men franchise listings. Are you ready? 4. Emotional impact. I'll go first. Emotions
Are quite emotional.
They're rare in here. There's not any moment that really gets me, and being scared is an emotion too.
Right.
There's a couple little
Laughs are
jumpy
emotions.
things where I'm just like, oh, but overall, kind of in the middle of the pack. It didn't, it didn't light a fire under me or anything. I still enjoyed it though. I got enjoyment, so I gave it a 60.
Okay, that's
Gave it
a D.
60. Yeah.
He got a D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna go in the same route, except a little higher. There's funny parts. There's some laughs in there. There's some really good dramatic tension. But as far as emotionally, like, I did not emotionally get impacted by Ziggy and Cindy laying on the grass getting chopped.
Yeah, that was so weird.
As far as emotions in that sense, even the relationship between Sam and Dina wasn't really impactful to me.
Not your bag, baby.
I guess not. But I would give it a slightly higher, 75.
Okay.
75. The music has a part to do with that.
That's significantly higher.
Because
Music has its
emotions
own
can be
category.
elicited by music. But I'll talk more about it later.
Yeah.
But I'll go with the next one.
Storytelling.
So storytelling, like we talked about with Joel, it tells an actual decent story. It's a little simplistic once everything gets laid out. There's not like any complicated this and that and the other thing. It's just the guy made a deal with the devil, and it's a recurring curse that has to be re-ritualized every few years in order to keep Sunnyvale clean, in order to keep Shadyside dirty. And it's so,
Simple but effective.
It's simple but effective, and so is the sort of yin-yang, sun and moon kind of opposite spectrum storytelling, where you got this shady side, the bad town, everything bad happens, Sunnyvale's the good town, that they're namesakes.
Yes.
It allows easy contrast for the viewer, and you can tell really good stories while still being kind of simplistic in that way.
Oh, sure you can.
Yeah. Light and dark. I mean, Zelda, A Link to the Past, Twilight Princess, you're dealing with light and dark all the time. Star Wars, light and dark. Very simple black and white concepts in that.
Super
It's similar in this, except the only thing, the thing about the sheriff killing Sam for almost no reason when it wasn't necessary. He had already made the sacrifice, so he does it a day or two later. For what reason? I just don't think they gave it. They didn't explicitly say a good reason, but yeah, I'm not going to blabber on about it. But I'll give storytelling. I'll give it, for a horror franchise, like a trilogy, nice, tight, solid story. I'll give it an 85.
All right.
85.
We're a little off on here. My storytelling, everything that you said is true. It's a rare slasher franchise with a story that's not just super repetitive. It's not a sequel for sequel's sake. That's just rehashing the same story.
And
It's
it draws
furthering
from the best
entire
horror
narrative.
movies too.
Yeah, it's furthering the entire narrative. So I give storytelling a kind of low, but not super low. I thought it was high until you said 85, but I gave it a 73.
That's fair.
I give it a passing grade. So
I gave it a B.
yeah. Characters. For characters, man, maybe this should have been higher, but there was nothing super special about them. I liked all the characters. I liked them all, but just what they did in 66 kind of brought this one down as far as characters go, just because none of them were, they reused actors thinking, hey, these are going to be significant, and then they weren't. But overall, I gave it a 70. What you doing?
Pulling my pants
Christian's
up.
pulling his pants up. They were down the whole time. And just to remind you, Joel was not in studio. So there was no real reason for Christian's pants to be down.
Okay. Well. Anyway.
That was a moon joke.
Yeah.
That was a
You
moon
mooned
joke.
him.
Yeah, that was a moon
In case
joke.
y'all didn't get that last week.
Yeah.
He was very disturbed by that.
Yeah. Right, carry on.
Characters, for me, I think you kind of hit it. They're kind of interesting characters, but in some ways they're likable, in some ways not. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Dina is that likable of a character. I don't know. She's just got kind of... She's got a spunky attitude and stuff. But, I don't know. She's kind of one-dimensional in that sense. She kind of just shows that throughout the whole...
I suppose you have a point.
Yeah.
I still liked her. Josh was the best character.
I like Josh the best.
Josh was fun.
Yeah, Josh was fun.
And Martin?
He just signed on to a new talent agency. Martin was funny. Ashley Zuckerman was great performer.
Oh, yeah, as far as performances
Fantastic.
go.
He's
he was
probably
good.
the best. Well, no, Dina was great too. She was good.
As far
she
as pure
good
acting,
Anyway, yeah.
was probably it. But anyway, yeah,
But
what'd
characters,
you give it?
I gave it a... I'll give it a 75. A 75. They got a little personality.
You've got a personality.
Especially in the second part. Alice
Yep,
has a person until she started doing her sob story. That should have been one of my worst moments, actually. At the end, when she's like, "My dad had to
we
do
don't have
blah
time
blah
for
blah."
this.
I know.
Right. No, I'm not saying. I'm
I
saying
know,
in the
I know,
movie we
right,
don't.
right.
Yeah, not you. Yeah, it's just like not.
I'll be
not
honest.
Great.
I thought you meant me at
No,
first.
not great,
No,
Alice.
I gotcha.
We got to kind of move. We
Right.
think he's dead, but he's not. Anyway.
Man.
Yeah. How about visual style? I think you go first this time.
Visual style. I really liked the way it looked. It felt like I was watching. It's almost like how somebody views the 90s. Like a rose tinted glasses kind of viewpoint, maybe. Mm-hmm. And it helps that you bring back like iconography from the 90s. The clothes, the NES game on the table. It was like golf when they're talking about the curse.
Yeah, that nostalgia really hits.
The
really
game
hits
he's
hard.
playing, which I think was Castlevania.
I think you're right. And now I was only 3 during 94, but still, I remember
was
the
2.
90s. So
I was born in 92.
You can remember stuff from when you're 3. I remember the 90s.
Yeah, I like the neon lights. I like the color, especially in the posters and stuff, like the green, the orange, the purple, how colorful it is for being a horror franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And just the visual style between each movie. How the first movie, it's more modern techniques. The CGI of the blob and the arm coming up and doing, like, in the bathroom when it was reforming, those were great. The CGI is great. The violent effects are really well done, realistic.
They get you.
The work that they went into doing the bread slicer concept with the CGI, very interesting. I did not like what do you want to call it? Not shaky cam.
Handheld.
The handheld camera stuff in 1666. Not a fan. Not a fan. More a fan of just using a tripod and having nice, steady, well-composed shots, not point-of-view shots. I mean, when it's called for, use a point-of-view shot. That's fine. But I'm just not, in general, a big fan of that. We talked about that with the Hunger Games a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was really motivated by the story. Kind of in this one, but ultimately, visual style, I'll give it... I'm so sorry, Spencer.
Usually we have this prepared.
I know. I'm a failure when it comes to that on some of these franchises.
That's all right.
But in terms of visual style, I'm going to give it an 80.
Hey, check it out. I'm Daredevil.
You're Daredevil?
Yeah, look. From the Netflix. You get it?
Yes.
Right, good.
Visual style, I'll give it an 80.
All right, good. Yeah, I loved everything about the visual style, how everything was shot, the colors.
Mm-hmm.
The the themes and the look of each one really captured the times. I personally think, and it took me back to the 90s, gave me a glimpse of the 70s, gave me an idea of what way back may have been like. Just everything I thought was real good. All the gore and the kills were good. The CGI was all good. I thought it was believable. I gave it a 90. That's a big one. I gave it a big one. And that was weighted heavily with the nostalgia for the 90s and just the settings in general. Now the big one.
I changed mine to 85, by the way.
Okay.
I thought about it a little bit.
Fair enough. And now we're moving on to the final one. The big one for me is music. I know you're big on the score and the soundtrack and stuff. This one had them both. This score, I thought, was just really inventive. It was taking some traditional horror elements, but really like when they threw in like the choral, like the choir stuff, overlaying with it, man. And just it was intense and just kind of electronic in some point. I just loved it. Plus the licensed music, you can't go wrong, even though it was really in your face. I gave it a 97, dude.
Dude, that is totally fair. That's totally fair.
I loved the music, everything about it throughout the entire franchise.
I'm going to give it a 95.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the thing that knocks it down 5 points is just how abruptly it switches between the licensed music.
Sure.
Because 1 second you're hearing, like for 10 seconds you're hearing one song, and then it just abruptly switches to another one, like when Josh sees Kate in the hallway in 94 Part 1. That, I was like, goodness, it sounds like they got their hand on the dial, like how they're switching through the songs. But the score is so good. Marco Peltrami, he just did Venom. The new Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Well,
There Will Be Carnage, whatever it is.
I can hear it.
But he worked
and that was not the problem with that movie.
He worked with some other guys too, like Brandon Trump or someone else. I can't. Marcus Trump, I think was his name. Trump.
That's unfortunate.
It's spelled different. 2 P's.
That's an unfortunate last
two
name to
P's, I
have.
think.
And he probably changed it. No, we're not the same. We're just add another P. We're different.
I don't have the names off the top of my
That's
head
all right.
for the co-composers, but Marco Beltrami and gang did a fantastic job.
Yeah, they did.
I love the scene in 78 when they're in the reptile room, and you hear that like the choir as they're like, it's so awesome. Good, so well done.
What did you give visual style?
I gave it an 85.
And what did you give characters?
I think I gave it a 75.
What did you give storytelling?
Why are you asking me?
Because I'm adding them up.
I was adding them up here.
Oh, whoa, sorry. Then cut this out, obviously. What was your total?
It says 410.
410.
Divided by 5.
So 82?
I guess so.
82 plus 78 equals... All right, so 160. I think it's a little high. But your fin score for Fear Street is a whopping 80 even.
That's not whopping.
80 even. That's pretty freaking high. Let me just tell you some of the ones from season 1 that were in the same... I just want to... Well, we had some pretty high ones. It would have actually been second to last. So, yeah, 80s is good. That put... Oh, come on.
What?
80... Wait till you hear where this puts it. So bringing up the rear, number 6, we have The Monsterverse with 71. Number 5, Amazing Spider-Man, 76. Number 4, Space Jam, 78. And apparently Fear Street's better than Space Jam, and it's better than Amazing Spider-Man.
Objectively, it is.
Number 3, Fear Street, 80. And
it tells a better story.
Number 2, MCU Phase 2 with an 86. And number 1, which might not be dethroned, The Mandalorian with a 90.
That one might be a little high.
I don't think so. I don't.
Oh, look, it's new character of the week, backdooring a new show.
Yeah, so who the hell cares?
And this I know, his teeth as white as snow.
We're still here because of her.
Was to see him. Walk her every day.
I'm sorry because of you.
To a shady place. With her lips she said,
Yeah, you're right. Saved your ass.
let's have a ball.
Why? It's true, you were dead without me.
Let's have a ball. Hey, let's have a ball.
So Fear Street was fun, as we've mentioned, but with every end of a franchise, we have the beginning of a new one. And Christian, I believe you have a little brain buster for the people.
What's the brain buster? Oh, the clip.
No, you just read that.
I gotta do the voice.
You don't have to.
I see without seeing. I can't.
That sounded kind of like it.
I see without seeing. To me, darkness is as clear as daylight. What am I?
Let me see exactly what he says. Please! You're as blind as a bat! So if you didn't get it by then, let me hit you with this. Play the theme song, Christian.
No, I'm trying to think of the from. What are we doing, Spencer?
We've done the Dark Knight trilogy, the best Batman trilogy of all time. But we're taking it back to the roots. We're not going to play any of the stuff that we already recorded, but just know we've attempted this one before, back when we were wrongfully reviewed. That's right. We're going back. We're going back to the Bat. I'm Batman. Or as George Clooney would say, I'm Batman.
Or as George Clooney would say,
yeah. And then as Chris O'Donnell would say, and then as Alicia Silverstone, or
Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, would say, and as Alfred would say,
I'm kidding.
or as Bane would say,
I drive car.
But we're not just doing those two. We're doing the good ones too. We're going all the way back.
You want to get nuts? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Oh yeah. we're talking Michael Keaton, and since he's kind of relevant again, his whole career is just a resurgence, and he's reprising his role.
Well, his career's been healthy for the last several years. But.
Yeah. Starting with Birdman that got his Oscar.
Yeah.
But you're probably wondering, which Batman are we talking about? Well, Christian, let me tell you. I'm a huge fan of Tim Burton. I believe his are canon with the cheesy bad Schumacher ones. So, we're doing 1989 Batman,
Wasn't it 1991 or 2? Batman Returns. I think it's 92.
Well, it doesn't matter what year they are. But we're starting with the 89, the 89 Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman. Batman Returns, Michael Keaton, and then where we take a hard left, but it's still in the same thing. It's just that's when recasting
same
really
continuity, I guess.
Yep, this is when we get zany.
Harvey Dent just disappears, I guess.
Yep. So then it goes to Batman Forever, and then help us, Lord Jesus, help us get through this.
We've already been through it once.
Yeah, actually, I think twice. We've had to record these a few times. And the backstory is, we started off as we were going to just review bad movies. And then we thought, what about, if it's a franchise or a sequel, we'll cover it that way. So our very first recording was Batman Forever with Joel. We had a lot of technical difficulties. We started much later than what we wanted.
Joel said nothing.
Yep, we were not in it really. Turns out we wanted a fresh start So we re-recorded it. It was much better. We still never released it because we decided we're going to take the show a different route. But before that, we did record Batman and Robin.
We did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yep, and I think we did them each twice. You will not hear those recordings.
We're not going to do the same thing we did with Twilight. We want to do it just fresh.
We're going to fresh take. It's been a couple years since we've seen them.
If there's some really hilarious moments from those oldies.
Maybe we'll throw them in. But man, I'm excited to be talking Batman again.
I am
and
too.
Joel is bringing the Bat Bible back, I'm sure, if he returns.
If y'all got that joke I made earlier, that's what I meant.
Yes. So not to be confused with The Passion of the Christ. This is not a biblical movie. But, my very first Batman movie I ever saw...
The Book of Bruce, verse 10, chapter 1.
The very first Batman movie I ever saw was Batman Forever. And for a long time, that was my go-to Batman movie.
My sister had the soundtrack, with Seal.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. That's a great song. I might listen to it on the way home. It
doesn't fit Batman, though.
I know.
We're going to have fun with these.
Oh, what does fit Batman? Please.
Dark. Bat metal.
No.
No, parents.
We're not doing the Batman Lego movie either.
Oh.
Not in this one.
It's canon. I think it's canon. We'll do that when we do the Lego movies. And they're making sequels.
I'm going to shoot you out of a cannon.
Well, thanks. Then I could join the circus to become Robin.
I loved Batman and Robin when I was a kid. This is probably all stuff we already said on our other recordings.
It doesn't matter.
But who cares?
They're not going to know. Because that's what it was made to sell.
I'm happy to be talking about it again. I really am.
We're getting back to some...
I look forward to watching them again.
I remember my
Batman
uncle
Forever
was big
is so
into
funny.
89. Was big into 89 Batman. Like he had some posters. Like he had a poster for Batman Returns, I think.
Where's your little car thing?
Oh, they're packed away now.
Oh.
But
No, I'm talking
they're
about
dark.
I'm talking about the thing I bought you. The Batman.
Oh, it's in my car.
Oh.
That's one step closer to being put on my car.
Okay. Now you put it in the car. Now you got to put it on the car.
And Joel, sorry, Christian, as you know, and as I've said
call
before,
me Joel,
sorry,
ever.
My
again.
wedding ring has the Batman logo.
Yeah.
And on my leg that you cannot see because it's the wrong side, this will be the first Batman movie that we review where I have my Batman
you got the Arkham
tattoo
one on there. That's the Arkham bat symbol.
Yeah, it's the Arkham / Batman Begins.
Which, speaking of, same time last year, when we did Batman, near the same time, 2 months ago, I had beaten Arkham Asylum. And we talked about that a little bit. Still haven't beat Arkham City. Still haven't beaten Arkham City. He's got it right there. He's got Arkham Asylum right in his hand. PlayStation 3.
This was the very first PlayStation 3 game I ever had because it came with it. And man, this is a good game. I might fire this up.
Do it. It is a great game. It's a great game.
I'm firing
Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is Batman.
But that's not what we're doing.
Mark Hamill.
We're doing the Burton Schumacher verse. And boy, is it going to be a ride. So
I'm looking forward. Those were some of my favorite. I can't talk. I'm so sorry. Some of my favorite recordings with Joel was last year when we did Batman. That was a lot of fun.
Christian, let me just leave you with this question. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Joker. He does not say Joker at the end of it.
No.
The second
Spencer,
best Joker.
I'm glad you're dead. When he says that in the movie.
I've only
Where else did he say it, Christian?
I've only actually ever seen that movie one time, and I watched it last year. I watched through that one and Batman Returns for the very first time ever. And Batman Returns is
That's the same thing. I remember you said you watched it. I watched the original Batman last year, the 89 one, that I had never watched all the way through for the first time.
It's solid.
We joked around how somebody said, I forget where we read it from, but somebody either came up with it or we read it, that it was like those old movies are like high school, like college stage productions on how the set design looked.
They're a little weird. It's claustrophobic how they do Gotham. We'll talk about all that.
Smoky, steamy, all over the place.
Yeah, and there's not really a lot of it's not
dingy.
Deep. It's going to be a good
Black.
time. It's going to be a good time, and that'll be coming at you soon. I think we're going
Gothic.
to take, just like maybe a slight little break.
Maybe a little one. We've been hard
so
at work.
Christian can gather his thoughts. And then this will take
and
us right into
do
Christmas
prepare
season,
for
I'm
the
pretty
wrap
sure.
up like you should have.
Yeah. This'll lead us right into Christmas, where I think we have some ideas where we're gonna go. But it's gonna lead us. It's gonna lead us right up there. So
And we might have another. We haven't decided yet. We're not committed yet. Maybe another anniversary special.
we probably will.
Just a quick little anniversary aside.
Yeah, we might just
To
talk.
release on the 3rd again. The 2nd anniversary, December 3rd.
And my daughter's birthday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Sequel Man anniversary was recorded or released on
December 3rd.
December 3rd.
So we'll bring one of those at you. But thank you for sticking with us. We tell Christian, tell them where they can
All
hear
right.
us.
Thank you for Wow.
Thanks.
Christian, I'll make it simple for you. Thank you for listening to Sequel Men the podcast. This has been the Fear Street wrap up. We are wrapping up the Fear Street saga. Just alongside, we're wrapping up the spooky Halloween season. We're going into November here, going into Thanksgiving. There's no good Thanksgiving franchises, but
Batman.
whatever. Batman, yes, we're thankful for Batman. But you can listen to us on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I turned into William Shatner for this section, I guess.
Apparently.
And in Pandora. Anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, you can find us there. And also, just an aside, please, just a reminder, send us some voicemails. Send us some voicemails through SpeakPipe. You can find the link to our SpeakPipe, where you can send us messages, on our Facebook page. We have a link on there. We have a link on our podcast page from Podbean. If you go to our official podcast page on Podbean, we have a link on the side of the dash there on the web page if you scroll down. So please click on it, ask us questions, give us feedback. What are your thoughts? What are your ideas? You got a good joke? Let us know.
Yeah.
Take it away.
And the biggest thing you can do for us, just tell people. If you don't want to do it yourself and make a review, please do that. 5 stars, get us noticed on the iTunes. But if you write a review, I'll read it. And also, tell people, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, listen to us at work with headphones. And you can find us on Twitter, I think, at SequelMen19, Instagram at SequelMen the podcast, and the old reliable Facebook, aka apparently Meta.
I was just gonna say, or as known.
Which why is
I ran
that?
out of
Why
gas.
did he change? What is going? It doesn't matter. Find us there. Thanks. That's what I got.
All right. And with that, we don't have Joel here.
Nah, fuck him.
And with
Just kidding.
And with that, we can't wait until the next one.
That's right, Christian, because here at Sequel Men, the podcast, all films are created sequel.
I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
So what's up with he has the black gross. In Batman Returns, the Penguin, he's gross.
I don't know.
He's disgusting.
I don't know.
It's hard to watch. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. It's good stuff. I feel like I had something else I wanted to... Yeah. Oh, I might schedule my next tattoo soon.
I don't care.
Cool.